I'm in a handicap match.
Whoa.
Against the Ebony Playboys.
Oh, no.
Antonio Banks versus the Ebony Playboys in a handicap match.
Oh, no. What did you do?
I had the audacity to speak up for myself on that day when they canceled the show and had us come up there for Access TV promos. We ain't get no money for gas, nothing. A day wasted. But in the grand scheme of things, I gained a lesson. So once we find out that I'm in a handicap match against the Ebony Playboys, my boys get mad and they're like, yo, what you want to do, man? This is for me. Thank you very much. But I got this. Now, if y'all see me getting the shit beat out of me, come help me, but I got this. And I see Larry and Tim and whatever that dude's name, they standing in the hallway talking conspiratorially, hushed whispers. I'm like, okay. They finally, hey, brother, we got a good opportunity for you tonight. We're going to showcase you a handicap match against the Ebony Playboys. Like, okay, sounds good. Yeah, let's do that. And remember, this is 26, 27-year-old MVP.
Okay.
I've only been out of prison a few months now. Maybe a year. I might be 27-ish, you know. But I'm on the gas. I'm jacked. I ain't scared.
Yeah.
So Puckwood comes and sits down next to me in the locker room. Hey, brother, what you want to do tonight? The correct answer, what every rookie should always say to a veteran. Whatever you'd like to do, sir. Well, what can you do? So, well, you know Alex G, he's my trainer. He'll vouch for me. I can do whatever you need me to do. Well, we just gonna brawl. How about that? That works for me. So, all right, then, I'll see you out there. He stops and he goes, hit me, because I'm gonna hit you. And he gets up and he walks away. Okay. You asked for this now. So the discipline was underway. My boys, hey, man.
So they saw this? They saw this
He's in
interaction?
the locker room in front of everybody. He's grandstanding.
Okay. Oh,
We on the yard. He's punking me out. Puckwood trying to punk me, right? Okay. No problem, sir. So we go out there. Introductions are made. I'm Antonio Banks. And I'm outside the ring. And it's a lot of little kids. Baby's kids was everywhere. And I'm talking to them. And I get hit from the blind side so hard that I literally saw stars.
No.
And I got rocked. I was like, damn. I turned around and he kicked me in the stomach with the point of his toe. Now, in pro wrestling, if you notice, we always kick with the flat of our foot. We put it in there, but it's safe, the flat. That toe is a different situation, you know? I got kicked in the stomach with the toe. You know when you get hit in the stomach really hard, where you feel like you almost want to throw up?
Yeah.
So hard. So I'm still seeing stars, and I'm feeling that kind of nauseous, like, oh shit, I've been punched, kicked in the stomach really hard. I'm down to 2 knees. Puckwood rolls in the ring. Oh, and they used to wear white singlets. I think they had like the butcher strap, I think. But I knew they wore white singlets with furry boots.
Okay.
And white masks. So they had like the lucha mask, but white with black.
Fully covered.
Fully covered.
Okay.
Now they used to try to do like the old Assassins gimmick. I don't know if you're familiar with the Assassins, but they were a tag team where they were same size, same height. They wore full body suits and masks. So they would tag in and out, and the ref couldn't tell who was who.
Who was who, all right.
And that was part of their gimmick. They would cheat like that. So, but it didn't work for them because one is like Bobby's color and the other one is like my color. So but the ref can't tell who's who. Yeah. So that shit was just dumb to begin with. So Puckwood rolls in the ring and he stands up and he starts going, you was a playboy or you ain't nothing. You was a playboy or you ain't nothing. You know, he's posturing and I'm shaking it off. He just left me out there. So we was at this recreation center where they had the seats with, you know, the plastic seats with the stainless steel legs.
Oh, yeah.
Not folding chairs. I told her, Shorty, let me get this chair real quick. Excuse me. Watch out, little man. I reached over the barricade. I pulled that chair up. Puckwood had his back, talking all that shit. Savage is on. He was watching me. Savage is watching me come to the ring with this chair. Savage ain't say a word. I don't know if Savage is like, what is he doing? I got in that ring with that chair and I swung that shit and I crowned Puckwood. Bam! Right across the back of his head.
Hard as you can?
Busted his head open. That white mask had a spot on it. It was about the size of a 50-cent piece. It was about the size of a teacup. It was about the size of a dinner plate.
Blood.
Cracked it with that. Swung the legs first. Blam! Across the head. Threw the chair out the way and blasted him with a Japanese forearm. Boom! Rocked the fuck out of him. He fell backwards. He was like, ease up, young blood, ease up, young blood.
Yeah.
He rolled out the ring. I rolled out the ring right behind him. Blasted him again. Bam! He said, hey, ease up, young blood, ease up. I said, we working or we fight? We working or we fight? I said, we working, young blood. Bam! We working or we fight? We working, young blood. We working, young blood. Threw his ass back in the ring, followed him behind him. He tags out to Savage. I'm ready. Savage comes in. Savage is like this.
We working.
We working. We working. Puckwood tags back in. All right, it's time to go home, brother. Time to go home. So the deal was they were going to beat me, but be heels and cheat. So he takes a piece of metal and pulls up his mask some kind of way where he slides it like on his head to give me a headbutt with the metal. And my first, he didn't tell me what the finish was, but my first thought was, why would that hurt me and not hurt you?
Yeah.
But okay, no problem. So, all right, we go, brother. He gives me the headbutt. And I staggered back into the ropes. I did the boss man cell into the ropes and came right back to him. He said, we go home, young blood. Took the finish one more time into the ropes. Nope, not yet. Come on, young blood, we go home. So one more time. 3 times. Hit me with that shit. Then I went down. Boom. Covered me. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I roll out. I go to the locker room. I'm ready. My boys back there, they hype, but they're proud. They're ready. I hear Puckwood coming to the back. God damn, that boy good. Why y'all ain't tell me he was that good? Damn, boy, he can work. Hey, Alex, why y'all ain't tell me? Hey, damn, why you ain't tell me you that good? Man, I ain't know you can work like that, man. Meanwhile, he took his hood off. His shit's leaking. So I'm glad you're happy with my work, Puckwood. I'm glad I enjoyed that very much. Thank you. Damn, brother, you good.
Wow.
Sorry about your head. Oh, man, don't worry about that. Man, don't worry about that. And I looked over and I see Tim and lion-ass Larry Hamilton standing there like,
yeah,
that's not what you thought was going to happen, was it? You had the wrong motherfucking not me.
So there was no discipline then?
No. Yes, there was discipline.
Uh-oh. Your side.
I meted out discipline to the Playboys. Don't be disrespectful to the youngsters. We ain't having that bullshit. Right. I don't know what you used to, but me, ain't doing that. And that's the only time that I was ever subjected to in-ring discipline. But part of the issue with that is I'm a big believer. I got bullied when I was younger. I'm a big believer in the fact that you only get bullied if you allow yourself to be bullied. When I started fighting back, I didn't get bullied anymore. I mean, yeah, still you go through the process of having to take those ass whoopings, but eventually the bullies realize, nah, this don't fight back. Let's go fuck with somebody else, you know? So I saw people get bullied. In the WWE locker room, I saw people get bullied. They didn't stand up for themselves. I hate to say it, but those that got bullied, they didn't give an accounting of themselves. Be like, man, fuck that, run it, what's up? You know, they would be. And it's a shitty situation to be in because you don't want to get heat with the veterans. You don't know if you're going to get in trouble. And it's, you know, it's a shitty test to have, but I just feel like, and I guess the feeling back then was how far are you going to let somebody go before you say, nah, fuck that.
Right on.
And nowadays that's gone. That doesn't exist anymore. Mostly good. I think there are some times that people need a little discipline in the locker room. People a little too big for their britches, disrespectful to the game, to veterans who have been around. Like
HR can't handle everything.
Yeah, but nowadays everything must go through HR. You know, so there's a locker room altercation. It has to go to HR because these are corporations now. So it's a different game. And I'm never about bullying, fuck bullying, but I guess that's part of it because of the things I had been through in life. Nobody bullying me. I'll go get someone to crack you upside your head if I feel that the size advantage is too much, you know. But, you know, there's even a few times where I saw somebody getting bullied, and, you know, the circumstances were such that I didn't have enough cachet yet to intervene on their behalf. But when I was invited to get in on the bullying, I declined, and I said, hey, everybody else has had something to say. How about we give blank an opportunity to say what he wants to say? And I'm trying to like, dude, I can't take your heat for you. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon with the heat, but I'm going to try to give you an opportunity to, you know, dog, say something.
Yeah.
Speak up. Don't just, yes, sir, I'm sorry, sir. Like one dude, I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to put him out there like that. I like him a lot. He was a good dude. But he was getting bullied in the hotel bar. And they sent for him. And he came down, and his girlfriend came with him.
Oh, no, bro.
And it was like, you know they sending for you, dog. You know they sending for you. So just tell your lady, hey, baby, let me handle this.
Yeah, there's not a place for her.
And she's there with her arms folded. She's just mean-mugging everybody. She's mad. And if you heard how they was talking to this man in front of his lady, like, nah, dog, you should have just got up and punched that man in the face. You know, but he was afraid. And work shouldn't be a climate of fear. You know? Fear of failure, if anything, you know, your motivation, but not fear of getting beat up by your coworker. So, and you know, like I said, just fortunately because of how I came up, I was never worried about getting beat up, you know. And there was a few times when I was getting broken in, the OGs roughed me up a little bit, tested me. And I said, hey man, this was on me, the next was on you. The next time we had a match, I gave it back to them. And they were like, okay, you're going to be all right. I told you Dave Johnson, you know, one of my mentors. You're going to be all right, man, you know. So that was a game. But after that wonderful story, that was my only issue or situation that I had in my career with someone trying to discipline me in ring. You's a playboy, or you ain't nothing. And that's a wrap.
We've done it again. Episode 36.
Over.
I would say this, the perfect thing for her was kind of the female, not so much like Raquel, but it is the Diesel footprint, or blueprint, I should say. Well, footprint, she threw a lot of boots during this match. But remember when she was with, it would seem like it was 10 years ago, but it was probably like a year to 18 months ago. Do you remember when, let me bring this up, I'm sorry. There, hey, we're live, pal. So it was on my screen, I needed to take it off. So with that being said, back when she was with Gable and Otis, and they were baby faces essentially before Chad Gable turned heel on both of them, when she was pulling off the very, very basic wrestling moves, but from a body slam to a suplex to a cross body, it was getting over the most out of the entire match because it was featured, it was one thing, it was safe, and it was impactful. When you give her this much time, even a 10-minute match right now, what's going to happen? And then also for Becky, to a degree, Becky and Maxine were both exposed for their lack of just chemistry and also, in a way, their lack of being able to work with any sort of psychology.
What do you want to pick apart first? Because we'll keep to the finish till the end, because that was just my voice raised with just.
Do you want
disbelief.
me to bring this up on the smart board?
Yeah, you might as well do. But I mean, just this, whatever you want to say from the beginning, because I think the first thing I said was like, look at Maxine, she's doing the NXT, pre-rehearsed pose. Hey, slap the belt 3 times, then walk and try and look to. She's supposed to apparently be a shooter. You said this as well. She's supposed to be a shooter, being taught by Natty Neidhart, who hasn't won a match practically in 10 years.
Hey,
and Maxie's beaten her in 3 weeks.
But that's wrong. Natty knows what she's doing. Natty can train people. Natty and TJ have done an amazing job giving people good foundational wrestling knowledge, technique, and trying to teach them. And somehow they unlearn it when they get on TV. I don't. It's not an indictment on them. It's an indictment on the
Oh,
system.
no, I'm saying in a kayfabe sense. Natty
No, in a
Neidhart, who
kayfabe
never
sense,
wins.
I would say
Yeah.
too. If somebody goes, "Yeah, I'm ready for this big match," on my. By the way, also, didn't she win the title before she was fully training with Natty?
Yeah. And then
So
she
Natty's
loses it.
trainers became worse.
Oh, my goodness
Okay,
me.
so what I'm saying is, yes, from a kayfabe. Now, if Maxine was getting bullied, this is once again going to go into one of the points later on when we talk about the fixes. When Maxine was basically learning these one moves and everything, but realized as a shoot, I'm in over my head. These girls are going to eat me alive. I need to go train. It might be uncomfortable. I might get banged up, but I need to go back to the dungeon. I need to train in Stu Hart's dungeon run by Natty Neidhart and TJ Wilson. And they stretch her and they beat her up and they toughen her up to the point where it's kind of like in Deadpool, where they tortured him so much, he became Deadpool and he became invincible. So in a way, she can be beat down kind of a military boot camp style, dungeon style, and they toughen her up. And we see that in the vignettes. But all we got was, I'm a shooter now, and we got some dark lighting, some fitness type lighting and cinematic shots. And am I off base? Did I miss something with this?
No, that's
Besides
it.
the whole vignettes.
I know, but it's... If we go through the Maxine thing, basically, when she started wrestling, she was so bad that fans were just turning on her really badly. Like, she was getting a lot of credit. And I'm sure she's a lovely person, so I kind of hesitate to say this, but you've got to tell the truth here as well. And she was terrible, and she wasn't ready for TV. And for some reason, they weren't leaving in her NXT for a year or so to at least get the basics down. But it's been 2 years now, and apparently the basics aren't there. We can go for the ankle lock, which I'm mortally offended by. We can go for that
Let's back
cartwheel
up.
thing.
Let's back up.
There's so many things.
Let's back up though. And then, like you said, she seems like she's a nice girl, and that should be even more why they want to be honest and coach her up. Like I said, coach her in a way that makes her better. Explain to her very, this could be potentially life and death, or maiming, or crippling. We need to get this right, because even the weak stuff can hurt people. Going back to that entrance, which we made fun of. If your new identity is a shooter, why are you doing the Bella's pose at the entrance? Disconnect right off the bat, right? Not walking. Even the